What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great. Today we have a lot to talk about. First, we are going to dive into Chelsea's 2-0 win at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League against Fulham. And yeah, it wasn't really a masterful performance, but we got the job done. We're also going to be talking about our injury issues, and then we'll talk about all the drama that is happening in the transfer window for Chelsea. So yeah, let's get straight to it. So Enzo Fernández went to the same formation that he's usually gone with, 4-2-3-1, at this time because Palmer is out. Esteval had to start again, and João Pedro playing in the number 10 role just behind the main striker, which was Liam Delap. Everywhere else remained the same. James didn't start. Gusto started ahead of James. Tosin and Chalobah were the main centre-back pairing, but everywhere else was pretty much the same. So we didn't really start the game very well. It was Fulham that had the momentum at the beginning of the game. We had chances here and there, but it seemed like Fulham were the ones that were threatening more. And they even scored in the 23rd minute, but fortunately VAR overruled it because there was a foul in the build-up leading up to that goal. So yeah, Marco Silva was filming. And yeah, I mean, rightfully so, because one, Josh King was onside, he played onside. So at first they thought it was offside, but it wasn't offside. They saw that it wasn't offside, it was rather a foul on the build-up, a foul on Chalobah on the build-up to that goal. And yeah, I mean, to me, it's a foul. It's a foul, but people are comparing to the Chalobah foul on Paqueta against West Ham before Neto's goal. I think with that one, it's different because with that one, Chalobah won the ball first. He won the ball and then fell on Paqueta. He didn't really foul Paqueta. He went in to win the ball and then fell on him. But with this one, I think like the player fouled Chalobah first before he won the ball. So yes, there was a clear foul here. I mean, they were fuming, they were angry, but for us, we were happy that it wasn't a goal. In the 10 minutes of the first half, João Pedro scored, and it was a very good goal, another header. And his 2 goals in the Premier League for Chelsea had been 2 headers. And yeah, it was a very good cross from Enzo Fernández. It was from a corner, very good cross. He was unmarked. João Pedro was unmarked, so it was a very easy header for him. He was able to pick his spot and then make it 1-0. We usually don't score from corners, so it's very weird that just in the 3rd game of the season, we've already scored from four corners. So that's very weird, because last season we were struggling to score from corners. Whenever we got corners, I didn't really have hope that we were going to score, and we didn't really score. But this time, maybe we are becoming the new set piece FC. We are going to take that title from Arsenal, because Arsenal, they've just been scoring from corners non-stop. Non-stop. They are corners merchants. So we went into the break leading by a goal to 0, which was good. It was good. You always want to go into the break leading. So the second half started and we regained our momentum. We started second half very, very strong. And shortly after, in the second half, we got a goal from Enzo Fernández, a penalty. And yes, another controversial one, because people were saying that, people were debating that was his hand in the natural position, because you can't really jump and put your hands on your side. You have to jump with your hands. But the motion that he had his hands, or the way he had his hands stuck out, I mean, it was very difficult not to give it as a penalty, because yes, your legs were out, you were trying to block the cross. It was a Chalobah cross, you were trying to block that cross from going in, but your hands were also out. Once it hits your hand, it's a penalty. It's a difficult situation for the referee to be in, but if I was in that position, I'm going to give it a penalty. Maybe it's a bias, I don't know, but I'm going to give that a penalty because his hands were clearly out. If it was the other way around, the Fulham fans also be screaming, and Fulham players also be screaming that was a penalty. I feel like this is definitely a penalty. This has a better shout for penalty than any other one that I've seen where they say their hands are in a natural position. Enzo Fernández being the captain of the day and the penalty taker of the day, because Cole Palmer was out, James too was also out. I think with Cole Palmer out, it's James that takes penalties. So I'm not really sure whether it's James or Enzo Fernández that takes penalties, but Cole Palmer out, somebody else had to take it. Enzo Fernández stood to the spot and slotted it home. He was a little bit lucky because the ball hits the feet of Leno. Leno, this game, fantastic. He was the reason why we didn't score 4 or 5 goals today, because he was really, really saving Fulham on multiple occasions. And with this, he almost saved that penalty, because even though he dived to his left, his trailing feet almost stopped the goal from going in. But because of the power behind the shot, it clipped his feet and went in. So we were up by 2 goals to 0. And yeah, from there, it was just a matter of managing the game and managing the results and getting the 3 points. And we were able to do that, even though Fulham really pressed us getting the end of the game. We were able to do that. We were able to see the game through and got the 3 points. Esteban at the beginning was very good. He was making some wonderful dribbles on the right hand side, and he was really chasing down the wing. But his final cross into the box, or his final input, was lacking. It was lacking in the first half, and in the second half it became a little bit quieter. In the first half it was more effective, but in the second half it was a little bit quieter. And then he was substituted, I think, in the 68 minutes by Gittins. But for me, he had a good game. Enzo Fernández today, aside from the goal, the first half wasn't his half, and you could see that he was frustrated the way he came off the pitch and everything. It wasn't really his half. He gave the ball away a couple of times. Some of his passes to find João Pedro, to find Delap, weren't going through. Apart from that, everyone else were okay. The defenders were solid. Still was good. Kurela was good. Caicedo in the middle was very, very good. He had to be good because of how Enzo was performing the first half. We didn't really go punish after Enzo lost the ball because Caicedo was there to win the ball back. That was it for the game. We got the 3 points. We secured the win. But a lot happened after the game. There was something that happened in the first half that I didn't mention it because I wanted to talk more about it. There was something that happened in the first half. In the 14th minute, Delap got a hamstring injury. The way he went down and he was holding his thigh, holding his leg, you just knew that it was something serious. It wasn't after a foul or something. It was just running, and then he just felt something and went down. So you knew that it was something serious. He had to be taken off, and Tyree George came in to replace him. Tyree George did well in the game. I don't really have any complaints. He put him in a position that he's not used to. So I don't really have complaints about that. But before the game, this morning actually, it was announced by Fabrizio Romano, gave us a here we go, that Jackson was going to sign for Bayern Munich on loan with a buy option of £80 million. But because of the Delap issue, that thing had to be cancelled. Apparently, Nicolas Jackson was already in Munich. He had already landed in Munich. He was about to go in for his medicals and eventually sign. But because Delap's injury happened, they had to call him back. And the transfer window will be ending on Monday. So it's going to be very difficult to get a replacement in for Delap. Nkunku has already left to AC Milan. That also was announced early in the morning. We didn't have any other option apart from Jackson. So if Jackson had also had gone, that would have been an issue. Just playing with João Pedro would have been an issue. Then we would go back to square one. The issue that we had last season where Nicolas Jackson was out and then we were struggling. They had to call him back, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. That's not something that we do as Chelsea, as a club. We don't make an agreement and then cancel it last minute. I read reports that Jackson was angry and he didn't want to come and everything. I mean, put yourself in his shoes. You've said goodbye to your teammates. You've left, sight your mind, prepared your mind that you're going to play for Bayern Munich. Fabrizio Romano gave a here we go. I was wondering that why is it that Jackson couldn't fight for a position against Delap, against João Pedro, but he rather preferred to go to Bayern Munich, go and start afresh and compete for a position against King. King that already has solidified that position, and he was even going to be third fiddle. So maybe this is a good thing for him. He comes back to redeem himself and make a name for himself. Also puts Delap in a difficult position when he comes back from injury. Apparently, he's going to be out for about 6 to 8 weeks, which is very, very bad. I was really looking forward to seeing the way him and João Pedro will be linking up in games, especially now that they're starting together. I was really looking forward to see what he would do, but unfortunately, he adds up to our injury woes. And somebody actually predicted it on Twitter. Somebody actually predicted that. I'll put the picture here. But when Fabrizio Romano announced that Nicolas Jackson will be joining Bayern Munich, somebody quoted it and said that Delap will be injured in 11 hours time or something. How do you predict something like that? It's a Chelsea fan too. How do you predict something like that? How do you see things like that? Do you have a dream? Do you have a premonition? Is it a final destination situation? I just don't know. But yeah, whoever that guy is, we have to start asking him more serious questions about the future of the world, because he got it absolutely spot on. It's so weird. Maybe he was just joking, but he just got it spot on. And yeah, a few hours later, it happened. Yeah, earlier this week too, we also had another transfer drama with Xavi Simons, who we've been chasing all transfer. We've been so close to sign Xavi Simons, and where did he go to? He went to Spurs. He went to freaking Spurs. I don't know what other reason will make a player choose Spurs over Chelsea if not for money. And because I don't know what it is that they are building there. I just don't know. I don't know what it is that they are building there. Spurs are always going to be Spurs. Yes, this season it seems like they are going to make a bigger challenge for top four for the title. They have a good squad. They have a very good squad. But I don't know. Why would you choose Spurs over Chelsea? It doesn't make sense to me. Probably maybe he thinks when it comes to Spurs, when it comes to Chelsea, he's not going to start. He's going to compete for his position. When he goes to Spurs, he has a guarantee start. I just don't know what it is that Levy told him and made him go to Spurs. It's annoying. It's frustrating because we've been seeing from Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea are close, Chelsea are in talks, Chelsea are close, Chelsea are in talks, and then he ends up going to Spurs. Out of nowhere, he ends up going to Spurs, and that's already signed. They've already officially announced him. So it happened so fast. But yeah, it was unfortunate. But because of that, we had to scramble and sign Bonanote from Brighton, a young player. I don't really know much about him. After we signed him or after the news came out, I was watching highlights from him. And one thing I've seen that I like about him is that he likes taking long range shots. And that's one thing I like to see about some like midfield players. If you can take long range shots and you're very accurate at it, he's very fast. Talent is very raw though. It needs a little bit of guidance and a little bit of molding, but under Maresca, I'm hoping that he does well. So we needed some kind of creativity in that midfield, and when we lost Xavi Simons, they scrambled to go and sign Bonanote. He's going to be joining Chelsea on loan. He hasn't been officially announced yet, so we are looking for it, but he has been given a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. The one that has been announced, who was announced shortly after the game, he was even seen in the stands before the game started, was Garnacho. I know that a lot of Chelsea fans didn't really want Garnacho because of how problematic he was at Man United, and I mean, he's very cocky. I don't really like cocky players. That's the thing with me. I don't like cocky players, but there's no denying that he's very talented. He's very talented. He's very good. Who can forget that bicycle kick that he scored for Man United, I think 2 seasons ago. He's very good. He's very fast. He's very skillful. And he's very good on the ball. He can also take long range shots. He can score different kinds of goals. I like players like that. And the fact that they've called Jackson back leads me to believe that he's going to be used more as a winger. It was announced shortly after the game ended. He joined Chelsea on a 40 million pound deal. And yeah, it's a permanent move from Man United. So welcome to Chelsea, Garnacho. And yeah, I didn't like him in the beginning, but now he's a Chelsea fan. I have to like him. I have to back him. I have to be behind him. And I'm hoping that he does well for us. So here we are. We beat Fulham. We get the 3 points. But the bigger story is all the transfer news and the injury news surrounding Chelsea. There's always some drama when it comes to Chelsea in the transfers. Delap injured, Jackson returning back to the club, Bonanote joining us, Xavi joining Spurs, Garnacho signing for Chelsea, like all these things, like all these news surrounding Chelsea. That's what makes Chelsea Chelsea. Like we can never go through a transfer window without any drama, especially when it's close to deadline day. So yeah, that's my views on everything that is going on right now. Let me know what your views are in the comment section down below. Let me know if I left something out. If you want to add something to it, let me know in the comment section. And if you're not subscribed yet, why haven't you subscribed yet? Can you subscribe and give the video a like? It helps the channel, it pushes the channel out there for other Chelsea fans like yourself to see this video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, stay safe.